Oh, it just sneezed.
Pretty amazing.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I
don't think it's very soft and very tin. I talked to Richard yesterday.
Ellen Dawn texted me.
And they were sliding the old roof off, but he didn't put a piece of plywood up. So it was this far away from the house, right? In the back?
Oof.
All the rest of it.
Yeah, right down the middle.
What are you doing now?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Beep beep, whatever it is. Dad, you're taking.
Wait, you two. Come on. Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
We can do that, run.
You can get a really good picture on it, yeah.
Mr. Sinclair from the green dinosaur named Sinclair from the gas station thingy. You growling Sinclair dinosaur. Whenever he has his costume I named him Sinclair. So by day he is Taco El Pucha Wood. By night he is Sinclair the dinosaur from the gas station of Beyond. Yeah.
Do you want to be entered in a contest?
It's not moving anymore. No, he's still moving. He is. You just can't see it.
Well, there's this little dot thing.
I've seen.
You look like a weird nose.
Weird nose. Oh, dude, I got you. Oh, wrong way. I'm sorry. Oh, again. There you go. See?
Ooh. He's just like, I don't like being under here. It looks like some weird pickle.
It does. Ooh, for it.
Ooh.
Dude, he's
Oh,
moving
snap.
his butt.
Uh-oh, I think he pooped right there.
Oh, dude, did he?
Yeah.
Let's go right there. Yeah, he did. I think he did. Well, there's his butt. Alright, let's go back up.
It looks like a dried out orange slice.
Yeah, dude, like, you can see some like of a spine-ish.
Shut up!
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode by Bren World 2, day vlog 47, I believe. So hopefully you guys liked everything in the intro. I'm surprised that I got it down to only like 6 minutes or something for how much there was, in there. But, so some pretty cool stuff in there. And, so hopefully you liked everything in the intro. But, so this is hopefully going to be a pretty, shorter day vlog than usual. It's pretty much just a quick little update for this one. Right here you might notice something is different with my desk. Which is basically my TV is now much bigger, and that's actually my big brother's TV that he used to have, but just a couple days ago he actually got a 4K TV that is even bigger than this one. It's just a little bit smaller than my family's one upstairs in the living room, yeah, he got that, and then like another new PS4 and got rid of his other one. Sadly he didn't give that to me and Brayton also, but he got like a upgraded version of a PS4 and a 4K TV for free because one of his friends won it and decided to give it to him. So he just gave me his TV, and I wanted it because it's like, I mean, my TV is right there. My other one, which you can see, is tiny. Like, that is a small TV. Compared to that one, it's pretty darn small. This is still not a huge TV, but I mean, for my room, it's plenty big enough, and that was a problem I ran into, is I was just like, how in the world am I going to fit this TV in my room anywhere? Because if you guys don't remember, that TV used to be on that shelf right there on top of my DVD player, but there's no way. First off, I would be kind of scared putting that thing, because that thing's like 5 times as heavy as that on top of my DVD player, and on top of that little shelf. But also, I mean, there's no way. The base is like 5 inches, or probably like 6 inches wider than that shelf. So anyway, if you want to see the before picture, here is that. So then this is pretty much the after picture right here. So basically what I did is my headphones right there, I still have to patch up the holes back there, but you can see the 2 little holes right there. I'll patch those up probably tomorrow. But just so I could get this up tomorrow, because today for me it's Thursday, and I want to get this up tomorrow, Friday, so to stay on schedule. But basically I moved my headphones up there just above my light switch so I can still get to that and turn it off and on and everything. And I just got my headphones up there, my camera and my Skull Candy earbuds are right there still. And then, so then basically my DVD player is still in the same place. I just moved it over a little bit, and then put my lamp, which used to be on that corner, of course, over onto there. And then my bamboo right there, which has grown quite a bit since I first showed it, especially this leaf. It's getting pretty darn tall now. And then my hot lava lamp is now over here, and then that is also now over here, which I'll show in a second, because that's actually new. But that didn't move much. It was pretty much just right there, if you saw in the picture a little bit. And then those 2 shelves are completely the same with my little doTERRA diffuser, essential oil diffuser, my little boxing, my art kit right there. So basically, I don't know the exact dimensions of that TV and that TV, but that one is, this is a pretty small laptop, and that thing's only about 2 times smaller than this, which, I mean, still, that's kind of weird, because our family's laptop upstairs, I'm pretty sure, is just about as big as that, because that's like a mini laptop, but the bigger one is, like, pretty big. So anyway, I made sure that I just put last night I just did all this, and I made sure that I could still have enough room. So I don't usually do much on this desk, like drawing and stuff. Usually I do most of my drawing upstairs, of course, since that's where my art table, really awesome easel type thing is. So I made sure that I could still have good lighting, so I put my lamp up there, and I really love how, like, when all my lights are off, it lights up like my movie poster corner. But it's also it still provides enough light, so when I do draw down here, I can still draw nicely, and I don't usually draw portrait, I usually drawing landscape way, but either way, you can see a regular piece of paper like that can still fit right there, so still enough room to do everything I need to do. But that's pretty much back as far as it can be, because you can see, like, these are old TVs, because my old DVD player, which was tiny and it was right there, which I got rid of a while ago because it finally died like a year or 2 ago, and my big brother gave me his one right there, but basically, me and my big brother got those DVD players, and then Bailey got that TV, and I got that TV, back in 2010, when my dad, he's still he still works on the base, Malmstrom, but he used to be like in the Guard where he actually like deployed and stuff. And one of his biggest deployments was 7 months, and he went to like Afghanistan and Oman and everything. And when he went to that, the government gave pretty much everyone in my family like $200 something. So that was kind of nice, but it was back in 2010, so it was a while ago. Yeah, so that TV still completely works, completely fine. The only thing is I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep it and just do something with it, like out in the playroom out there or something like that. My mom's trying to figure that out too. And I would sell it. The only bad thing is most you can probably sell this now for is like $15 to $20, because first off, it's a tiny TV, but also, I mean, like, for how small this TV, that is ridiculously thick. Like, my family's TV upstairs, we got that, I believe, only like 1 year after I got that, and it's probably about like, I believe it's like 50 something inches, so it's like 5 times as big as that, and it's like as thin as like this black part right there. So and also it's not even a 4K TV, of course, and that's pretty much all everyone's looking for anymore. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with that, but as of right now it's just sitting right there. But by the time I film the next day vlog, it will not be there anymore, I guarantee you. But yeah, so I just have this now. The good thing about this is now I can watch movies down here a lot more easily and everything. Just because that one, like, I had to have my contacts in to, like, actually see all the way up there, because I can see without my contacts. It's just like, I can say this La La Land poster, like, I can read it from, I'm putting it right next to my eyes right here, so I can read it from right here, but once I get to right here, I can't really read it anymore. So, yeah, but anyway, hopefully, I haven't tested it out yet, but I might be able to watch movies on here without my contacts, but I don't really know. But at least with my contacts in, it will be completely fine, because with that, even with my contacts, it was still kind of a little bad. But yeah, so that is my little thing. I think it still looks nice and organized and good. Yeah, the TV's not really leaning back the desk or anything. And yeah, it still works out, and I don't know how, but I actually got it to work out, so that's good. And then this thing, which I said I would show in a second, is something I just made out of some extra wood that I got in my woods classes a couple weeks ago now, I believe. But basically, it's just a little office set, so I put my little calculator watch. I made a little section right there, so you could put it around there. And then this right here is, there's 3 holes just for an extra one, but they're big enough so you can plug in that, and that's basically just an extra auxiliary cord. And then this bigger hole right here is just a little pen holder, and then this my little doTERRA spray to keep away bugs. Yeah, I just put a little B right there for Brennan, and did that all like that. And then right there, that can actually hold a phone or an iPod, whatever you choose. It just doesn't have one right on it right now, and you can see it is a Galaxy spray paint job, kind of like I did on my longboard there, which I will show without all this stuff on before and after right now. So yeah, so cool little project. Didn't take me that long to do, but it was a pretty cool little thing that I made. And yeah, so I guess the next thing I will show is 2 new little knickknacks, or whatever you want to say, that I got. First off is my 4th pop figure. You guys know my very first one was Iron Patriot pop vinyl from Iron Man 3 right there. And then I got this in the December 2014 anniversary loot crate, the Joker Batman. And then I got this one in the recent Seattle trip from the actual pro shop in the CenturyLink Field, which is Richard Sherman right there. Probably still my favorite pop figure. But now I got this one a couple weeks ago at Target. He was on sale for $4 when most pop figures are usually about $9. And if you don't know him, he is Sam-I-Am from Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. And yeah, I just really like him. He's actually my first like actual different kind of molded pop figure, because you can see all my other ones are just regular. That one's a bobblehead, of course. The other 3 aren't, because Marvel and Star Wars pops are always bobbleheads. But yeah, you can see they're all just like pretty much just regular pop figures just standing there in the same formation. Of course, this guy actually has his hands up and everything, and he has a football helmet. So he's a little different. But other than that, the same. But this guy has his arms up the other direction, and he's completely different shape. He's a little bit smaller than the other ones, and he's holding a little tray with, of course, the Green Eggs and Ham right there. And I really love how they put that little fork in there too. And I just really love that whole part right there with the green eggs and ham. And yeah, he just really looks good, and I really love the fur and everything on him. So that's definitely a very cool pop figure, especially for $4. And also, I would say out of all of Dr. Seuss, you would think that Cat in the Hat would be my favorite, but I would say that Green Eggs and Ham is probably my most memorable and favorite Dr. Seuss book. So it was pretty darn cool to get the main character from my favorite Dr. Seuss book. So that is that. But then the other thing right here is a new car model. Just a little small 1/36 scale one, which is the another GTR. You guys know I have one other GTR right here, which is Brian's 2009 GTR R35 from Furious 7, which is my favorite GTR that there is. I haven't seen one in real life, of course, but it has a carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber trunk, and I got that a while ago, about like 2.5 years ago or so. But this I got a couple of weeks ago at Target, yeah, it's basically Brian's 2002 GTR, or 2002 Nissan Skyliner GTR, or Nissan Skyline GTR, not Skyliner GTR, but yeah, so this is, usually people like Skylines more, just, since, like, every YouTuber gets one of those now, that's kind of becoming more popular, but, that's more of a actual, like, classic fan favorite, and you can see this one's really Japanese, because it actually has the steering wheel on, the right side instead of the left side, like, in America, at least. And then in the cockpit, or the American cockpit, the driver's side, you can see instead of a driver's seat, there's actually 3 tanks of nitrous. So yeah, so then you can see on the back they have the same taillights, kind of, because of course they are GTRs. Let me turn this light on to get some better light on there. But yeah, you can see they both have like the 2 circles on both sides. You can probably barely see it on that GTR, but yeah, really look cool. They just really look cool together since they're both blue, and they're both Brian's GTR. Just that one's from Furious 7, that one's from the Fast and Furious. Not the first one, that's the Fast and the Furious, but the 4th one, Fast and Furious. So yeah, so it's really cool. They look awesome next to each other, and I just really, really like that. And yeah, so just decided to get that. I will say I do like the spoiler on it a little more than the newer one, but yeah, so pretty cool little models right there. So yeah, so those are my new little knickknacks. So now onto my updated movie poster wall. So of course, since I moved this, I had some extra room for movie posters, but my lamp did take it up, so there was 2 posters behind that, which was basically the 2 posters with all 8 of the Fast and Furious movies so far. So I just moved those right over there, and I didn't think any of these other posters were really being blocked off, because like if you're at the side, you can still see the Prestige completely fine, and like the Alien prequels right there. And yeah, so it's still pretty much good. And then I have room for some more posters right there, and then I actually took down 2 posters, which are my Seahawks and Bobcats posters, and I just put them in my memory box outside, because I think I have enough like Seahawks and Bobcats stuff in here anyway. Got Seahawks blanket, Bobcats blanket, Seahawks clock, Seahawks like Seattle section right there, so I think I'm good. And plus I still also have my every single NFL team poster right there. Yeah, so updated movie poster wall. Last day vlog we left off right there, but now new right here. I'm gonna have to zoom in. We're up to the max up here, so now I had to start going down right here. So we have almost finished this whole other wall, but I can hang about 4 more posters right there. So yeah, so first one up there is Stephen King's It. You guys know last time I gave my review on It, and that's the poster for that right there. But now I have actually seen both episodes of the original miniseries, and each episode's about an hour and a half, but I will say that I liked it just a little better than the new one, actually. And of course, the part 2 doesn't come out till 2019, but yeah, it was a little bit long. I think each episode could have been like an hour instead of an hour and a half. But the first episode, of course, for me, it was better than the second, like pretty much everyone says. And yeah, so then there's that. Big Jake, surprisingly my first John Wayne movie I've ever seen, and that was pretty good. It was pretty good Western, I would say. The Hudsucker Proxy, we were just going to watch it for like a day or 2 when we had a sub in video production. But we ended up just watching too much of it. Mr. Wiles, when he came back, he was just like, okay, let's just finish it and watch the whole thing. So yeah, so it has Tim Robbins, which is the guy from the highest rated movie of all time currently right there, Shawshank Redemption. and yeah, a few other big actors and stuff. And it's directed by the Coen brothers, some of the greatest directors of this time working today. Next up is The Longest Day, which is my second movie I've seen with John Wayne in it. It has a few other big actors in it too. A really great war movie. It was like 3 hours long, but I've seen much longer. And then His Girl Friday, one of the best comedies ever made. Except probably the best comedy ever made is, of course, The Graduate. Yeah, so pretty good movie right there. Definitely probably my favorite movie. I believe it was from the 40s or 50s, something like that. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was free on Amazon Prime, so I watched that. And it is the original one. I thought it was kind of cheesy and not in like a good cheesy. I thought it was kind of weird, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I really loved the angles and the directing style, and the sunset shots were pretty good. And then the Grand Budapest Hotel, really love that poster. It is, I believe, my third Wes Anderson film I've seen. I've seen Moonrise Kingdom right there, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, and I believe that is it. But now I have seen the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is his highest rated movie so far, and that was definitely my favorite out of the 3 Wes Anderson films that I've seen so far. That was pretty darn good. And then 28 has tons of big actors, like most of Wes Anderson's films, by the way. 28 Days Later, you see this poster like everywhere. You see the disc at like every movie place. And I finally got it and watched it, and that was very good. That was, I think it was a little longer than it needed to be, but I mean, it was pretty darn good, and I like how it ended up being like the actual like British military ended up being like the main villain in the end rather than the zombies. And that was just like the soundtrack, and like it had Cillian Murphy, which is the guy who played Scarecrow on the Dark Knight trilogy, on the first one, part of the second one. Yeah, so, and a few other actors, and yeah, that was a very good movie. Probably my favorite zombie apocalypse movie that there is to this day. And I know it has a sequel called 28 Weeks Later. I saw it at Target right next to it, but I didn't get it because I actually thought it was a parody of it. But I will have to probably get that at some point now that I know that it's not just a parody, and now that I have seen that movie and it's really good. So next up, Mr. Church. I will have to say this is the most sad movie I've ever seen. You guys know there's only been a few movies to actually make my eyes water, which were $1 Million Baby, Forrest Gump, what else? So yeah, so just a few movies that have made my eyes water just a little bit. I'm looking for the other ones that have, so yeah, but not much. I think that's pretty much all for over there. I believe the rest of them were over here. Oh yeah, Life is Beautiful was another one of them. What other one? Yeah, I believe, there's a few others, but I can't even remember them now. I believe there's like 5 or 6 in all now, so it's kind of hard, getting hard to, remember all of them. But this one got my eyes to water the most. Actually, 2 of these movies have been added to my getting my eyes to water, list. Which is those 2 right there. I wish I could remember the rest of them that got my eyes to water, but I believe every single poster for all those ones that have gotten my eyes to water. Oh yeah, Logan was another one. All the posters are up here. But then those 2. So Mr. Church, it's definitely my favorite performance by Eddie Murphy. He's usually just completely over the top, and I'm usually not a huge fan of him. Same with Jim Carrey. But with The Truman Show, he was more ground-based and everything, and I liked Jim Carrey a lot more in that one. Same with Eddie Murphy, and wow, he was amazing in Mr. Church. And that was just a very good movie. I was actually entertained the whole time, and it was just very sad, and like, it was just very good. It's free on Amazon Prime right now. Definitely, I believe it's been free on there for a while, so definitely check that out soon while it's still there. And that was very good, so check that out. A Ghost Story. I have been wanting to see this movie forever, ever since like it was, I believe it was ever since it like got into theaters, because the director didn't really want anyone to know about it, so he didn't even announce it at all until they were completely done filming, until it was about to go into theaters actually. Just a little fun fact. Another little fun fact is, I believe about 98% of the time it was Casey Affleck under that sheet for pretty much the whole movie. And the whole movie is filmed in like a little square aspect ratio, which I thought was pretty good. But this one, it almost didn't get my eyes to water, but I was thinking, like, with some of the dreams I have that relate to this movie and everything, I was thinking it was going to be really sad for me. And it did get to me at one scene, with his little song that he wrote and everything, which is on one of my music playlists now. But that was pretty darn sad, so, that's not free on anything right now. We just rented that. I rented it the day, the official, physical media release date. And yeah, we watched that. And that was very good. So if you rent movies or anything, if you want to see it, definitely watch that. It is pretty darn indie, and it also has like all quite a few of these shots, and they are the longest shots I have ever seen. Of course, I've seen Birdman, which I thought were the longest shots I've ever seen, and I thought that there was just like whole entire 8-minute long scenes. But I figured out that like whenever someone like passed in front of the camera like that, or whenever it went like up and then came back down on another scene, I guess it actually did cut. So really it was just like any old regular movie, but they just cut so smoothly that it just seemed like they were like 8-minute long shots. So I was kind of disappointed when I heard about that, but Birdman is still a spectacular film. But this one, they actually legit just, like, it wasn't, like, moving around or anything, but they literally just set up the camera and just had it, like, I believe the longest scene was, a scene of, what's her name? Yeah, Rooney Mara. It was just, like, a camera sitting there in her kitchen, and she was eating this pie, and it was, like, 6 minutes long. And, so, yeah, so it just let him sit there for uncomfortable lengths and everything. But it's just, like, a movie where it's, like, secretly not really about, like, him necessarily. It's more about like a human story, and like it's actually more about like the life of the house and everything, and why it's so important for him that he wants to stay in the house. And he dies, and he gets to see, like, before that he like sees what it's going to be like in the far future, and there's like a big old city built where that house used to be, and he goes back, jumps off the tower, and then sees like back before it was even built and everything. And that was just a very good movie. If you rent movies, definitely watch that. Very happy to have finally seen it. And last but not least, Donnie Darko. Same with this one. Same with that one. I have been wanting to see Donnie Darko for so long now. And just a few weeks ago, I saw that, I believe on October 11th or something like that, they were adding Donnie Darko to Netflix, and I like flipped out. I was just like, oh my god, finally. It was kind of funny because I actually sent out requests. You can send in suggestions for movies to add to Netflix. And I said Donnie Darko, The Room, because it's like the best bad movie ever put out there, and I still have not seen it. I really want to. So yeah, so Donnie Darko, The Room, and Brokeback Mountain, which was on there not that long ago, so I don't know when or if they're going to add that again, but it has Heath Ledger and everything. But Donnie Darko they did add, and it's like the #1 psychological thriller ever. It has one of my favorite actors in it, Jake Gyllenhaal. He's probably my top 8 at least. Yeah, he was in, of course, Southpaw and, Nightcrawler over there. But yeah, so this one, definitely a very inspiring film, and, just really, really good. And it also had Patrick, what's his name? Yeah, Patrick Swayze, Catherine Ross, which actually played Elaine on The Graduate, as his psychologist on there. And, yeah, and actually had his real-life sister as his sister in the movie. And that was very, very good. I was just, like, amazed at the end. And it was just a really good movie. So, it is on Netflix. So, if you've been waiting and you don't know it yet, it is on Netflix for free, of course. As long as you have Netflix, of course. But, yeah, definitely check that out. Just pretty much those 3 movies and then just a few up there. But yeah, check those all out. So that is my updated movie poster wall. So now, one of the last things I'd have to show is over here before I get onto my updated movie collection. Right here is these glasses. It's just a little update to my little movie memorabilia section, but it's just pretty simple. It's the Kingsman glasses from, of course, the Kingsman movies. But basically they are very simple. I just took an extra pair of Realty 3D glasses that I had from my movie theater, of course, and I just took a hot glue gun to make like the little gems on both sides, and put 2 on that side and 2 on that side, which looks really good. And then I sanded the Realty 3D logos off the back of both of the band things, and put the Kingsman logo right there. And I actually dressed myself all up and took a nice little picture of them with me on and everything, and you can see the little Kingsman logo right there that I engraved onto there if it focuses. Yeah, right there, and nothing much on the back. You can see I sanded it and used a black furniture marker for my desk, and I just did all that on there. And yeah, it just looks really good, and the Kingsman logo right there. So very simple, but a nice little addition. I will show that picture of me all nice and dressed up with them on right now. So yeah, so just a pretty simple but cool little addition to my movie memorabilia section. And I believe the last thing that I have to show here is my updated movie collection right here. So you can see that it has changed. Those four are the same, but right here you can see it. They used to just be like that, like just regular stacked right there, but now I actually changed it because I was getting annoyed with the little like things that hold them up right there. And just like every time I added a movie, it was just like all crooked and stuff. You guys know with my OCD and stuff, it really bugged me and everything. And yeah, so right, like this, it's a lot more straight. I really love how it's like horizontal, vertical, and it's really patterned straight. And just, it's so much easier, like, to take out and add movies and everything. It's so much easier. And I don't have to worry about, like, every time I took out a movie, all the movies would go, like, and it would just all fall over, and it was getting so annoying. That's why every time I showed a new movie up here or whatever in the day vlogs, I would say, like, okay, I'll add that after, I'll put that movie back in after the video. So yeah, so quite a few movies over here. I'm going to bring my list so I'll make sure I don't forget anything. So yeah, so first off is The Silence of the Lambs, on Blu-ray, which is right here, one of the best horror movies ever made. Yeah, so finally got this on Blu-ray. It was like $5 at Target. And yeah, pretty cool little cover right there. Just a little fun fact, the little white skull on that moth is actually bodies. If you search up a like really close-up picture, you can barely see it on here, but they actually are bodies, which is kind of cool. Little spine right there, and then the back with Hannibal Lecter all over it and everything, even though he has like 16 minutes of overall screen time. Yet he's one of the best psychos in film history. So yeah, so that's the first thing. Next up is 28 Days Later, and you guys know I talked about it just a little bit ago, but here is the main thing right here. And then, yeah, the back is pretty much simple. It's one of those Blu-rays just with specs all over. But basically why I got that mainly is because it's actually the Blu-ray October 2017 Orlando Arocena Art Poster Special Limited Edition. So a lot, but they're only selling them in October, I believe. But I took it off. But it's actually, there's 19 films, 19 classic horror films being released, for exclusively 2017 October that have, art on the front cover that you can just hang up as a poster or whatever by an artist named, Orlando Arocena. And I know some of them, there was, like, there's 28 Days Later, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Child's Play, I believe. There's a lot of them. But yeah, so that was the only one that they had at Target. I thought they were Walmart exclusives, but I saw that one at Target, so I was just like, okay, well, I'm picking that up, because I at least wanted to get one of them, because I saw them on a video, I believe Cool Duder, and I really wanted to get one, so I'm really happy I found one. And that is the poster that I'm talking about, the art by Orlando Arocena. And, yeah, so they're all just really, really cool, like, psychedelic, posters. And I was also pretty lucky getting this one, because first off, I mean, it's 28 Days Later, really good movie, pretty darn high rated and everything, and the sequel's not that, it's pretty high rated still, but yeah, so that is that. I don't think it's my favorite out of all the 19, I believe it's my second favorite, but still, that's pretty darn good. And you can see there's like city skylines on both sides of London, which is where, yeah, I believe it's Paris, London, or I mean London, Paris, where the movie takes place, or most of it anyway. And then you can see the skull, and then you can see the biohazard symbols everywhere, and then you can see the title, 28 Days Later, and then a little chimp thing right there, which I didn't get at first, but it's actually because the virus, the psycho virus thing actually started with chimp blood. So yeah, being experimented on by scientist people. And yeah, just really, really cool psychedelic poster, and you can barely see it. I can't even really find it right now. So yeah, so you can probably barely see it. I just found it, but it's that little gray thing right there. If you can kind of see that, that's his signature, so very odd to find. But then you can see the little gas masks right there, and everything, and just very cool little poster. And I thought, putting it as a little backdrop with all my blades and stuff would be kind of cool. So yeah, so that is that. The next thing is It, of course. It was they put out a whole bunch of like horror films and stuff, and this was it's just regular DVD, but it was $5 for both episodes, so I was just like, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna get that. So yeah, so just a regular poster on the front, and then that is the back, pretty darn simple. And then this spine right there, and it's one of those weird like flip disc things where you like the first episode is on the front, and then you take the disc out and flip it to the other side to watch the second episode, kind of like the 4 original like classic Batman movies right there. There's 2 discs, and to watch the first 2 are just on one disc, and you just go like that, and then second one like that, and then the second disc is the third one, and then the fourth one. So I don't really like those, but oh well. So yeah, but so that is that. And then the Grand Budapest Hotel, I've been wanting to get it for a while, and I finally did. It was like $7.50 for it on DVD. You can see all the big actors' names right there, and the poster on the front. Really love that. And this is like Tony Revolori's like first actual like big film. If you don't know him, he actually played Flash on Spider-Man Homecoming, which I'll show in a second. But this is like his first big film. That's why it says introducing Tony Revolori. He played Zero, which was the lobby boy right there. But yeah, so that is the back right there. And again, really like that movie. And yeah, so that is that. So then the next thing is Baby Driver. You guys know I absolutely love this movie. Gave my review on it for a while, and you guys know back when I got them on DVD, Nerve and Deadpool were like really competing for my first favorite films. And I was kind of saying I was expecting that movie to be my first favorite movie when I went into theaters, but it wasn't. It was like my 4th favorite. But I watched it again like the night I got it on the official release date. Like most of the times, I get physical media things. Movies, but yeah, so after I watched it that night, I don't really know, it might actually beat Nerve for my first favorite movie. It was like even better than when I saw it in theaters somehow, and I don't really know. I'll probably update you guys on the next day vlog, but as of right now, I might have to say that that's my favorite movie. I don't really know, but yeah, I also really love the cover for it. I was hoping it was going to come with the slipcover. I didn't really know, but I got it on Blu-ray and digital HD. So yeah, so you can see the front cover right there. One of my most favorite movie posters of all time, probably in my top 6 at least. But yeah, so you can see Blu-ray plus digital, all of the actors and actresses' names right there. And then written, directed by Edgar Wright. Of course, the last day vlog I showed that I have now seen all of his actual like big films and everything, not collaboration films or anything, but Baby Driver, the Cornetto trilogy, and then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Yeah, so, but I just really love this poster. Of course, it's got like all the main characters in there and everything, and then like the little chase thing right there. And then what I really love about this is like that's my first favorite poster for Baby Driver, but then my second favorite poster they actually still included on the box, which is right there, which is the gun right there, which represents like the heists and everything. Shooting the car right there as a bullet, which represents like the driving and how fast Baby is. And then you can probably barely see it, but the little barrel smoke right there, there you go. You can see is actually kind of shaped like radio waves, which I think kind of represents the music. So yeah, so I really love the spine, probably my favorite movie box spines of all time. And then the back is awesome. It's got all the special features on a little record right there, and then that stuff on the back. So just to show, I also really love the disc too, but something I have to show real quick, once I open this, is a really weird box. So I also have, on the original Iron Man, here, this is the only DVD box that I have with these little tabs, which basically you just open like this. You pop open both of the tabs like that, and then you can open it. So yeah, so they have the little tabs, but I did not know that they actually made Blu-ray boxes with tabs. I don't have, this is the only even DVD box that I have with tabs. So all of a sudden I got a Blu-ray box with a tab. It's not 2 tabs, but it's actually just one. And you can see it's actually like the high quality Blu-ray boxes like Marvel, like Disney movies usually have, with the actually like in like that and everything. But you can see it's like that, and it says open, and you just pop that open like that. and it just has a little tab like that. So it's really weird, and then you can open it once you get that tab. So I don't know, I've never seen that before, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. And it's probably my most favorite disc of all time. Not too exciting disc art, but you can see it's actually a record. And then you got the WRX right there. And why I like it so much is because you can see he's like drifting, so you can spin the record, and it actually looks like he's doing donuts. So I don't know if they meant to do that, but I mean, it's kind of cool. So I just love how it's like a little disc that you can actually kind of like play with and everything. So I just absolutely love this physical media release, and just love this movie. Probably my new favorite movie, finally. So yeah, but moving on to the next one now. And so now the final newest update to my movie collection is over here in my Marvel movie section right here, which is Spider-Man Homecoming. Definitely the brightest MCU movie, of course, because that one is Marvel, just not MCU, of course, Logan. But that's my first like yellow spine for the MCU. Yeah, I just got it on DVD so it could match the rest of my Spider-Man collection. But you can see that is all Spider-Man movies, because it's Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2.1, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man Collection, which is, of course, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and now Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, so I will get that down real quick. Pretty darn simple box, yeah, so pretty much just the front is just like that. I was kind of hoping that they would have like a little cooler poster on the front, but once I actually got it, I thought it was actually kind of worked, and this one's kind of growing on me. But it just looks pretty darn cool actually on the disc. Of course I like Spider-Man Homecoming, like the logo and everything on the top that they put. So that's pretty darn cool. And then how they have Iron Man and Spider-Man on the front. And then the Avengers Tower. I don't know why they felt the need to put that everywhere, because you can see on the back it's still there in the background right there. Yeah, so that's the back. The back is very simple, but I really love how Marvel's been doing like the bios, or like the credits right there, all like sideways. Of course on Doctor Strange they really went all out on Doctor Strange, and this is like the craziest back I've seen on a disc. And you can see the credits are all like warped, and then all that stuff is warped, and that's just crazy right there. Yeah, so basically the back is just Spider-Man with his mask half off, looking at his phone, eating some pizza. So that is the back. Front again is pretty darn simple, but kind of cool. And yeah, you just got a rating right there, and then Marvel Studios Spider-Man Homecoming, and pretty darn cool. And then the spine I really like. It's got the really cool little Spider-Man logo right there, and you can actually see it's like a locker. Because around there you can actually see like the outlining where it opens and everything, and then the little vents or whatever those are called on lockers. Yeah, you can see some right there, and then some down there on the bottom, so it's like a little yellow locker. And then Marvel Studios Spider-Man Homecoming on the spine. Also, and the other cool thing is I know Sony still owns half the rights, so that's one little counter argument you could have. But since this is still part of the MCU finally for Spider-Man, I believe this is the first MCU movie that has had disc art. Of course, I don't have every single MCU movie, but I have pretty much all of them, the majority of them. Just a few of them I don't have. But I actually went through and checked everyone I do have, and I believe this is the first MCU movie with disc art, so it's not that exciting. Pretty darn simple. It's just a little Spider-Man logo, but pretty darn cool little disc art, I guess. But oh well, I'm just happy that MCU has finally made some disc art. So yeah, but so pretty much darn simple box. As you guys know, it's not my top 3 favorite MCU movies, probably my top 6 or something. It's probably like my 6th favorite or 5th favorite, something like that. I don't really know, but it's still pretty darn good. I gave my review on it a while ago, and yeah, this just came out this past Tuesday, and I just watched it again today with my dad. Yeah, so that is that. Okay, so yes, that is, I believe, every single thing that I needed to show and talk about for this day vlog. So pretty darn simple. Just a lot of movie update stuff and desk update or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so last thing I have to talk about real quick is, sorry I haven't made a video for, I believe, tomorrow. When I post this video, it will have been about 2.5 weeks. So sorry I haven't posted a video for about 2.5 weeks. The reason why is because I'm working on a pretty big project for you guys. But I'm not going to tell you anything really about it yet, just because I'm not releasing it until, I believe either the first Monday or the first Friday in 2018. So there will still be videos until then, and at the moment I'm kind of on a break with it because I've done what I can with it so far until it's actually like snowing outside, and that will probably be another few weeks or so. Yeah, so but you still pretty much will have regular Monday and Friday schedule until then. But I'll probably talk about it more on the next day vlog. Just as of right now, I think it's a little too soon to really talk anything about it right now. Just because I'm not really too far into it right now. And yeah, I will probably announce that next day vlog. So make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay tuned. So you can figure out what that is. Yeah, so the last thing I forgot to show a little bit is you might have noticed where that little Optimus Prime case goes. So there's my Transformers movies, Transformers 1 through, or 1, 2, 3, and then 5 right there. So where's Age of Extinction 4? Basically, I moved it right there. You guys know my Optimus Prime case. I mean, it's cool how it transforms and holds 3 discs in the back and stuff, but it's honestly very annoying. Like, I've always kept it in my collection right there, but once I moved my boxes like that, I just finally decided, okay, I'm just gonna take it out. So from now on, he's just gonna stay in the corner. I like barely even watched that movie anyway because it's ridiculously long, and not that great of a movie. Yeah, so I just keep that back there now. So yeah, so I just got those 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 5 up there, and then I got 4 right there. So I just moved that right there. So now it's just all regular boxes, Blu-ray, and that, and then of course I have Ghostbusters 1 and 2 with the weird little thin box things, but this is about as wide as a DVD, so it works out. And then the reason Forrest Gump is right there is because it's this weird, like, it's like a DVD box, but like both sides open, and it's really weird. I showed it on a day vlog a little while ago, but you can see it's like a really weird width, and it just does not work if I put it in my collection. So yeah, so that is everything that I had to show and talk about. I will also probably do a Clash of Clans account update on the next day vlog. I just don't think I'm quite ready to do one in this day vlog yet. I haven't really done enough. I've done a lot, but not enough to do like a whole update on it. So yeah, so I am getting some stuff ready to show on the next day vlog, but that is pretty much it for this day vlog. So yeah, so make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!